Hello and welcome to episode 57 of the What Shara Made podcast. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer, and a big hello if this is your first time joining me. I've got quite a few whips, no FOs at all, and one future cast on. So I might just dive straight into the whips. Now this is a whip that you would have seen not last episode but the episode before, and I hadn't actually done any more work on it in the last episode. That's why I didn't see it in the last episode, but I've done a little more on it now and it's starting to look a bit more like a sweater, and that is my Possum cable sweater. That is from the workshop that I did with Nora Garn. So it is definitely starting to look a bit more like a sweater. I told myself I wouldn't put it up against myself because I'm wearing black, but too late, I've already done it. I'm probably going to look a bit like I've been cuddling a possum afterwards, but never mind. So let me get all these bits out the way so you can get a better look of it. Here we are. So as you can see, I've split for the armholes and starting to do the body now. It's looking a bit more sweatery. I think last time I showed you I had only done the yoke and it was all sort of scrunched up on the needles and you really couldn't get a very good idea of what it looked like, but here you go. Starting to take shape. When I had first done maybe halfway through the yoke, I was quite concerned about how wide the neckline was. I would be able, at this stage, I'd be able to fit that neckline over my entire body. It's quite stretchy, obviously, and I was a bit concerned about that. It's very stretchy. But I think once I've picked up stitches, try to be really gentle about clanging needles on the table. I think once I've picked up stitches around here to knit a neckline, it will stabilise it a bit and it won't be quite so stretchy. Fingers crossed. It's looking a little bit better now, but when I had only had the yoke, it was looking a bit more like a tube rather than... Excuse me. Hopefully I've edited that out. I've got a bit of cold and I've been sneezing like crazy. So, it looked a bit more like a tube rather than a shaped yoke, and I was a little concerned, but it's looking a bit better now. So that is that, and I'm really liking it, really enjoying the way this is turning out. I really like this cable. It is beautiful. I don't know if I mentioned it the last time I was talking about it, but I did do a mistake in the cable. I don't think anyone else will be able to pick it out except me, but that's okay. And maybe Nora if she saw it, because it's hers, because she wrote the pattern, but I don't think anyone else will be able to pick it out. It was really minor. Thank God. Yeah, I would like to get this finished so I can wear it before the weather warms up. But yeah, that would be nice to be able to wear soon. I am now at the plain knitting stage and it's tedious. It's round and round and round and round and round and round and round, and I do sort of feel like it's certain points that I'm not really getting anywhere. I feel like I've been knitting for hours and I look down and I feel like I've only like got that much. But it is a good one when it's late at night and I'm a bit tired and I want to knit, but I don't really have the brain power to concentrate on anything, so I can just pick this up and just knit without thinking. So that is good. So yeah, that's that one that's been growing. I can usually get, I don't know, that's the last thing I do at night, and I usually get about 1 inch done a night, so maybe by December I'll have it finished. So that's that one. Now my next whip is a bit of a funny one because this poor old ball of yarn, look at it, it looks a bit shabby, and that's because this ball of yarn I have had for many years. I would say maybe 6 or 7 years, possibly longer. I dyed it myself, oh gosh, maybe even 8 years ago. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm doing some maths in my head, maybe 8 years ago, possibly longer. And I have knit this and then unravelled it, knit it, unravelled it, knit it, unravelled it, knit it, unravelled it, I think into about 20 different projects, possibly even more. And it's never actually turned into anything. It starts becoming something and then it gets unravelled, and it starts becoming something else and it gets unravelled, and so on and so forth. But I think I'm going to commit to this, maybe. It's becoming a pair of socks. I want some sort of springtime socks or some slightly warmer weather socks. So I'm trying to knit this very wholly lacy pair of ankle socks. I'm only a little way into it. It's actually knitting up pretty groovy with this really intense pulling, which I'm really enjoying actually. There's not a lot to it yet, but it's got a little folded cuff with the picot edge, and it's heavy holey lace. I don't know if that's actually going to show up. Where's maybe that's the best place to show the holes. Can you see them? Oh yeah, there you go. So lots and lots of lace. That's the beginning of my heel flap. Same on the front. I may even write this pattern up because it's I think it's going to look really cute when it's done, and they'll be good warmish weather socks. You could never really wear socks in summer in Australia, but like wearing socks at all in summer would be bananas. But yeah, they're going to be little lacy ankle socks, and I think this yarn is finally going to be an actual project. I think I just need to commit to it. There's going to be leftovers, so I could probably even get 2 pairs out of this ball of yarn. It's a big ball, especially for my little feet, but yeah, it's going to be a little pair of lacy ankle socks. I'm actually really looking forward to getting into the actual foot part of it so I can see a bit more of what this yarn is going to do. I'm really enjoying that wacky pooling there. It looks really cool. So that is that whip. It's hopefully going to grow a bit more. I've got a big long bus journey tomorrow, so that should give me a couple of hours of uninterrupted knitting time, and I should get a bit more done on this. I had a big long bus journey last week as well, and I hope to get loads done on this, but I didn't feel very well on the bus, and every time I tried to knit a stitch it made me feel even worse, and it was a bit like yeah, I guess motion sickness, like when you try and read in the car. same thing, which it doesn't usually affect me when it comes to knitting on the bus or the train or whatever, but it did this time, and I was devastated. I love my bus trip, my uninterrupted few hours of knitting, but never mind, hopefully tomorrow I'll have more success on my bus trip. So that will be good. I might get a bit more done. I should get the heel flap and turn done tomorrow, fingers crossed, and get into the foot. I'll be able to see a bit more of that happening tomorrow. That would be great. So I'm actually quite enjoying that. So that's that little whip. And my next whip, this is going to be a pretty quick episode because I've got no FOs. My next whip is something that you would have seen in the last episode because it was a design whip. But in the last episode, it was really small because I had unravelled it and knitted again and unravelled it and knitted again and unravelled it and knitted again. That seems to be a little bit of a theme running here because I was knitting and writing at the same time because it's a design whip, and I had a bit of an epiphany as I was recording the last episode, and I was about to unravel it and start it again, and I had, and I'm just over halfway at this stage. So let me show you, and you'll get an idea of what's happening now. So I think last time I showed you I was roughly up to about here. So now I'm halfway, just on halfway, and I'm up to halfway, up to here. So you get the idea of what's happening. It gets bigger. It's a side-to-side shawl. And it's actually really hard to show on the screen because the screen's doing, the camera's doing strange things with the stripes and the colours, but hopefully you'll get the idea. I shouldn't have worn black because that also does strange things to the camera. But let me see if I can bring it closer to the screen and give you a better idea of what's happening, and I'll try not to sneeze. Sorry for sniffing on screen. Okay. So, here is, don't dangle. So, here is what is happening. Really hard to show. So this is the halfway mark. This is the thing that's happening in the centre, the halfway point. And these are the little pieces that are happening along the edge, the little leaf motif. And these happen all the way along the edge. Sort of like a border, but a non-contained border. Is that a thing? Let's make it a thing. They happen all the way along the edge. And you've got the I-cord edge as well. And because it's brioche, you've got this happening on the other side as well, which makes a nice, interesting reverse side. I really like that. So, got that happening, and you can see it's just starting to taper down, to go down, and do the same thing on the other side, but obviously the opposite. And these will be going in the other way on the other side. So that's this one coming along. I actually can get a better view of it on this side. So that's what's happening with this baby. I'm really, really pleased with it. However, with this beautiful dark green yarn, I weighed it when I got to the halfway point, and I was at 49 grams. It's a 100 gram skein, and I was at 49 grams at the halfway point. So that means I'm probably going to run out before I get to the end, but just before I get to the end. I'm so annoyed with myself. Never mind, that's okay. I'm gonna get some more to do like the last, 2 centimeters of the shawl. Really annoying. So yeah, I might have to try and amend something so that can be changed. But as you can see, I'm just about to start the first leaf motif on this side, going down. So yeah, you get the idea of what's happening. So I'm really excited about that with the combination of the garter, the brioche and the I-cord border. Really excited. I really want to make a red one of these, I think, with a lighter colour contrast and then red in the place of where I've got this dark green. It would look really beautiful. Nice jewel sort of pattern happening. Really excited. So I'll be calling for test knitters for this soon. And this has been quite an adventure to write, but it's been really exciting to write as well. I've learnt a lot in this, writing this pattern, and it's been a real joy. Really exciting. So it will indeed go this way, but so there we are, and I've got no ideas on the name of it yet. No ideas. Usually when I'm working on a pattern, I've got a few working names, a few ideas, but this one I've just got no names whatsoever. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go searching for some names, I think. Have to look for some inspiration somewhere. So that is that design whip. And in the last episode you would have seen my little swatch that I keep next to me, and that's still going. I still have that swatch going, but I've got a little swatch that I've been using specifically for this one here, and that's this. And it gives you a little bit of a better idea of the designs that are in that, because they show up better on the screen. Oops. So that's the leaf motif that is on there, and that's the central design that's on there as well. So that gives you a better, clearer image of what is going on in there. Because that one's just the prototype, if I had done it differently, I would have used a lighter colour, I think, I probably would have used a lighter colour as the main colour, because as you can see, it's made a massive difference using the lighter colour as the main colour here. You can see that much better, but I would have used those colours around the other way. But I didn't do that. But that swatch will give you a really good idea. Of what can be done, and that's the reverse side. So you can see what a difference that makes. If I'd used that green as the main colour, you just wouldn't get anywhere near as good an idea of that image. So when I do the next version, I will use the light colour as the main colour, so you can get that really good pop of the design. So that gives you a good hint on choosing colours when you're if you were to make that pattern. Of course you can use whatever colours you like, but that gives you some ideas of that could help you when you're choosing your colours. So there you go. Really excited about that, and I've also got a hat design coming up with this pattern involved as well, so that's exciting to look forward to as well. So So my next whip is one that I've been working on for a really long time, and it's just come out of hibernation. And it is my mini scrap blanket, I guess, and it's the one that I put all my hand-dyed fingering weight or hand-dyed sock yarn scraps into. And lots of people have made the Cozy Memories blanket, and I decided to do something a little bit different with my scraps. The Cozy Memories blanket, they're beautiful, but I don't know, they didn't appeal to me as much as this. I like this idea, and I love crocheting as well, so I decided to do a crochet version of that. So I have been making this one, and I've added quite a few hexagons to it recently, which has been really exciting. And I've even added a couple of hand spun. So this one here is a hand spun one, and it's quite glittery. I don't know if those sparkles are showing up. And this is a new one. That's from my Doodler shawl. That's some hand-dyed yarn from me. That's a new one. What is that from? Oh, that's I think I made a pair of gloves out of that. Maybe. I can't remember what I made out of that. But I dyed that yarn as well. I don't know what that is. That is from my Hobart socks. That is the self-striping yarn from Rosy Violet. That is Ixal Bunny. That's the yarn that I knit my sister's birthday socks from. I've got no idea what that is. That is a mini that Hannah from Rosy Violet sent me. That is so gorgeous. Oh my god, I love that. God, that's beautiful. That's also the Hobart self-striping. So that one and that one are both from the same self-striping yarn, but you can see how different they are because they've come from different points in the skein. That is from my Persuading Jane cardigan that I hand dyed. It's glittery, and no idea what that is. Something that I've hand dyed. That's also something that I hand dyed, and I knit a cat out of that for my friend's baby. That's something that I've hand dyed as well. I think I knit a cat out of that as well for that same baby. No idea what that is or that. I can't remember which ones I added yesterday, but anyway, it's gotten quite big. Well, bigger than it was. So, and you can see I've squared off this top edge, so I'm going to keep that the way it is. And I'm not sure how wide I'm going to make it, but I'm going to start working down. So work down from here and give it a bit of length first, and then if I want to, I can make it wider. I might leave that edge as it is at this point and keep that top edge straight, obviously, and work down from there. And I might leave that edge as it is at this point too, just to give it a bit of size. I don't know how big I'm going to make it. Maybe it'll be one of those things that just grows forever. I don't know. Not sure. But that is my other whip. Now, my next thing is a future cast on that actually hasn't been cast on, but my oldest nephew is turning 14 in a few weeks, and I asked him what he would like for his birthday, and he told me he would like me to knit him a pair of socks, and I was not going to say no to that. So I told him to come around and choose some yarn from my stash, and he was very excited about that. So I got the good basket down, and that's where all my most precious sock yarn is kept. I've actually got two good baskets of my most precious sock yarn. So I got my most special box down first, and he chose something from there, and he chose this one. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? And that is from Dragon Strings, and they're a Canadian dyer. And this is, oh gosh, this is so beautiful. The colour is magnificent, and it's got like a tweed look to it, and it's beautifully soft. Colour's amazing, and the beautiful Laurie from Intuit Knit sent this to me. I was very lucky. And so these are going to become socks for my nephew. And I thought I might do maybe the blueberry waffle pattern, just to give it a bit of texture so that they've got a bit of stretch and recoil to them. He's got pretty big feet. He's very big and tall. And his feet are like literally twice as long as mine. Yeah, I thought that would be a good pattern. I told him that I would make them sort of textured, and he was like, yeah, that sounds good. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing with this. I'm really excited to start that. So yeah, I think he's pretty happy that he's getting a pair of hand knit socks. So that's pretty cool. I'm really excited that he wants a hand knit pair of socks for his birthday. That will be, yeah, really cool. I'll get him something else as well because he's a sweetheart. But yeah, hand knit socks, excellent birthday present. And in bright yellow, yes, my favourite. But I think that is just about everything. It is the most, I'm looking out my big window here, and it's the most glorious day ever. It's absolutely beautiful. Pure blue skies, blazing sunshine. It's absolutely freezing though, really cold, but there's no wind or anything, and it's not raining, so I don't mind. As soon as you get the sunshine, it feels beautiful. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who's given me such a great response for the Appiday socks and mittens pattern that I released recently. I've had such an amazing response to that, those patterns being released. Oh, thank you so much. Just so wonderful, really positive response. Thank you to everyone who's purchased those patterns. That's been amazing. All the positive, amazing comments, everything, so beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And I will see you all again very soon. Thanks.